And I look over to make sure she's okay, and I can just see this look of like sheer terror on her face.
Yeah.
And I look at her fiance, I'm like, she's not okay. And he's like, he looks over and he's like, no, yeah, she's fine. I'm like, dude, she's not okay. We need to stop.
Welcome to Normalizing Non-Monogamy, the podcast where we interview incredible people from across the entire spectrum of non-monogamy to hear their fascinating stories. We strive to bring guests on the show who have a healthy approach to non-monogamy. However, it's important to remember that everyone does it a little bit differently, and the views and opinions expressed by our guests do not necessarily reflect our own.
Additionally, we produce this show for entertainment purposes only. Please be aware that we aren't doctors or therapists. Consult a medical professional for anything regarding your health that you might learn about on the show. Enjoy!
Welcome to episode 70. We're Finn and Emma, and it's our regular release Wednesday, but we have a super fun interview with Ken and Cait. Now, if you skip Monday's episode, it might be beneficial to go listen to that one first.
But I don't like
it's not critical though.
But you'll hear Ken and Cait talk a lot about Sean and Jess. Sean and Jess were on episode 69 and episode 34.
Yes.
So this is part of well, you'll see. So, yeah, thank you to Ken and Cait for coming on. They aren't even listeners of the show. Sean and Jess just told them about us, and they're like, fine, we'll go on a podcast.
Yeah, so, super awesome.
Start listening to the show, guys. What the fuck? Anyway.
Well, they will this week.
Yeah. Anyway.
But we're in the middle of a triple header this week, so super exciting.
Yeah, because on Friday we're talking to all four of them at once, which is just nonsense.
Yes, so stay tuned for another bonus episode on Friday this week. You'll have lots of listening material to go into 4th of July week next week.
Which is only relevant if you live in the U.S.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's just another July 4th. Just another day on the calendar.
Yes, that's true.
For some of us, it's birthdays.
I know. For some of us, it is.
Not some of you, some of me.
I know.
Anywho.
You act like I don't know when your birthday is.
I know. So real quick, we wanted to mention, again, briefly, we did launch a Patreon a couple weeks ago. We're not going to say a whole lot about it. If you want.
A couple weeks ago. We just launched it a week ago.
Right, a couple episodes ago. That's what I said. We're not going to say a whole lot about it here. If you want to get all the deets, as they say, they don't say that. But no. Episode 68, we talk a little bit about it. And go over to our website, click on the big banner. You can read about what you get. But basically,
we're trying to create a community, more of a community around our podcast. And so you get a Q&A session with us once a month, and you also...
A group Q&A video with everybody. So we're building a community. Right. That's the goal.
Yeah, exactly. And then a group chat as well. So please check it out if you want. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported us and has already joined. We're super excited about this and can't wait to have more interaction with everyone.
That is the goal.
Okay, let's go hear Ken and Cait.
Our website really quick because my website reader forgot her job. www. Good thing I told them that part. normalizingnonmonogamy.com. And yeah, you can find everything you need there, including photos of this week's guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
All right. See everybody in a few minutes.
We knew nothing about it.
We knew nothing about it until we met them, and then they told us, you should listen to our podcast. And then we listened, and we were like, yep.
Yeah, we were just like,
we're like, yep.
Podcast.
I even said to him, I was like, I would definitely do a podcast. It was cool.
Awesome.
Sure.
Well, here you are.
Yay.
We are.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ken and Cait.
Yes.
I guess we don't know a whole lot about you. We've heard a lot about you from some other people.
Yes.
That
the grapevine.
That we can mention later, but maybe can you tell us and the listeners a little bit about who each of you are?
Sure. Babe, you go first.
Go.
Nope. I said it first.
Okay. I'm Ken. I don't know. Patient for 53.
Your occupation.
I'm not going to say my occupation. My occupation doesn't matter.
He's a male stripper.
Anyway. Yes, I used to be a male stripper, but then I pulled a muscle in my butt cheek trying to pick up a quarter, so I'm on disability right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Got to stick to the 50-cent pieces. They're easier.
There you go. See, that's much easier. That's about it.
And are you two, are you married or are you just...
So we are... Oh, hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm 32 years old. Kenny and I have been together for 9 years and married for 8 years in September.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we got 2 little rugrats.
And we have 2 mongrels together.
And you're on the show. We assume you have a non-monogamous dynamic to your relationship. I guess, what is it? Maybe take us back to how it started, because we know where you are now. I know the listeners don't, but I'm sure we'll spend a lot of time there. Ooh. So maybe take us back to the early days of.
I can talk. I'll talk.
Okay.
Okay, so we were hanging out at our friend's house one night, and they were telling us, they were in the lifestyle, so they were just telling us about it, how much fun the parties are, how much I would love being able to like dress provocatively, and the atmosphere. They said the energy's great, the atmosphere, like you guys would love it, you would totally love it, you would totally fit in. So we're like, okay, so that was 2016. Fast forward, that was like May. Fast forward like 3 months, I got pregnant. So then I was like, okay, well, that's going to get put on the back burner. So a year later, 2017, we finally joined a website, an LS website, in August. And then we went to our first friction party in October that year, which was Halloween. And it was
after you had the baby, yeah.
After we had the baby. I was not pregnant. We were good.
She went as a pregnant woman to the Halloween party.
Yeah. And just so no one's afraid that you got pregnant by going to the club, that's not typically a side effect of going to your first.
No, we were planning this. Yes.
Okay. It wasn't like go to club, oh, I'm pregnant now. Where did that come from?
No. It was, let's have a baby. Okay.
Yeah. It was the club after.
Yeah.
So I got it. She mentioned we had friends who were in the lifestyle, and we would be at their house with other couples who were in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I'd hear the guys sitting around talking like, hey, did I have sex with your wife over the weekend? And I remember sitting there thinking, this is the oddest freaking conversation I've ever heard. Like, he's sitting there asking the other guy, did I have sex with your wife? And I'm like, what planet am I on right now? I just didn't get it at all. I didn't get it at all. And everybody kept saying, it'll bring you closer together. Why? It brings us closer together. And I'm thinking, how does watching your wife have sex with another guy make you feel more towards your wife? Like, would love your wife more? I just didn't understand. And like Cait said, we signed up. We went to a Halloween party, and it was not like anything we expected. Like, we expected to walk in there and see people having sex everywhere.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be orgies in every room. And it was nothing like that at all. It was so much more low-key and cool.
The reason we got into this was for Cait to meet women.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after a while, I was like, listen, I can't just stand on the sidelines and do nothing here. So it kind of switched up to soft swap.
Yeah.
And we stayed soft swap. Not a long time. We went to the first party in October. We went to a club that's around here.
We went to another party
in March.
A St. Patrick's party. And then, so that summer is when we really became soft swap. And we had like a couple that we were comfortable with, that we hooked up with all the time. It was like a little group of us.
Yeah.
And before going to this party or not trying non-monogamy at all, had you explored your women or anything outside of, I guess, your normal dating?
Yes. So when I was younger, I actually had a girlfriend. I actually have dated a girl before. It was just one time with a relationship with a woman, but I've always been attracted to pretty girls, and I love kissing them. And it was mostly when I was like drunk and stupid, like, oh my God, you're so pretty, kiss me. And then it kind of just was that's going to sound really great.
And I knew about it. There were the drunken nights where we'd go out where she'd end up making out with a girl, and I'd be like, oh, this is cool. I'd watch. And then like on our honeymoon, we kind of had an experience.
Yeah, we had an experience with like two other
couples in the pool at the resort, and we ended up getting kicked out of the pool because we were doing things on the bar. So,
I think we need a little more detail here.
I know. I feel like we're jumping all over the place.
No, we just ended up meeting two other couples, and one of the couples, the girl was very into Cait.
She really liked me.
She made it known she was into Cait, and they just started making out in the pool. And Cait kept asking me, "Are you okay with this?" And I'm like, and I'll be honest with you, before we had done any of this, I was dead set against it. It just like, no, we're together. You're not with another guy. You're not with another woman. It's me and you. Then I started making out with another girl, and I was like, well, I think maybe I can enjoy this. So it just kept on through the night, and everybody did stuff with their spouses except for the girls. The girls all did stuff together, but I did stuff with Cait, and the other couples, they did stuff just with their spouses. Mm-hmm. So we ended up on the bar after the bartenders were closed. Bartenders left and they closed the bar, but we were still in the pool. We ended up on the bar, like oral sex on the bar, and finally security came over and they're like, you people are going to have to leave and go back to your rooms.
So basically you were in a sort of an orgy, but
sort of, yeah. That happy honeymoon.
Yeah.
So wait. So did you go back to your rooms, or was that the end of it?
We ended up, we went back to our rooms. Like, we separated from the other two couples, but we ended up hanging out with one of the other couples for the rest of the trip.
Yes.
We went to dinner with them.
But that night
fizzled. Yeah, and even after that night, when we had dinner with them and hung out with them on our honeymoon, we didn't hook up with them again. That was like a one-shot deal. There's a lot of alcohol involved. I mean, you're in the swim-up bar, and there's a lot of alcohol.
So when your friends who were in the lifestyle started telling you about it, mm-hmm. it wasn't like, oh my God, lifestyle. What, that's such a crazy, like it seems like you took it in stride. You were hanging out at parties with their friends, hearing their stories. You just hadn't explored it yourselves other than the time at the honeymoon.
Oh, right. But yeah, no, I didn't think it was weird at all. I was actually intrigued.
So was I.
We were both kind of like,
And then curiosity took over. Yeah, and then really grabbed a hold.
Right. And then once I had our son, we signed up that same year, and then we were like, all right, game on.
and I guess, yeah, going in from like talking about it to pregnant to now you're in it again, I guess, had you jumped into it, you talked about a little bit of the rules and how you went after it. What did that first, summer, couple months look like? And
you mean when we decided to go like soft swap with other couples?
Yeah, because that's, it's kind of a big decision still, I think.
So I guess before, we knew we were going to end up hooking up with these couples because we actually met the one couple that we hooked up with last summer at a meet and greet, at a local meet and greet, and they came up to us and they, were talking to us. We ended up like making out with them on the dance floor that night. And then like we saw them again at this other friction party, and I don't know.
We kept in touch in between that.
We kept in touch, but like along the way, Kenny and I were coming up with like rules or scenarios. Like, okay, well, if this happens, are you going to be comfortable with it? And what if this okay, so we came up with like all these different scenarios, came up with rules.
Yeah.
And then the first real experience with them, like soft swap, it was great.
Yeah, it went well.
It went well. I mean, like there was no awkwardness. Everybody was smooth sailing.
The guys were very respectful.
Very respectful, which I thought was awesome. Because, sometimes you get guys that are kind of like jerky and are very aggressive. But this guy was the least aggressive person ever. And he was just nice. He was really nice.
And these two couples had...
Wait, were we with two couples at this point?
They had been together before. There were six of us in the room.
We were with two other couples. We were two couples.
So when they paired off to have sex, Cait and I went to the other bed, and we had sex.
Yeah, because we were still soft swap then.
And then when they finished, the girls came over and joined me with Cait, and I was just like, oh my God. Yes. Heaven.
Yeah, 3 women and yourself. Not a bad situation.
So
I guess it was... Then, it was us and 2 other couples for our first real soft swap experience.
So that was July.
Of 2018.
2018, yes.
And then,
so not even a full year ago.
No. Wow. Ew, not even a full year ago. That's weird.
Ew?
Well, it's just weird. It feels like I don't know.
And then in September...
Mm-hmm. We took the plunge into the full swap, and
we went to a club. Our anniversary is September 16th. So on September 15th, we went to a club
with these other couples, the 2 other couples that we were with already.
4 couples that, including us, went back to a room. And after the clock struck midnight into our anniversary, it was our first full swap experience. So our first full swap was on our anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
There you go. Just like the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Right. Like all these milestones, we like do things on like big sexual things. Whew. But yeah, that was our first full experience.
September.
Yeah.
So going back to last summer, when you went to that first club, like, were you guys scared or nervous, or just it was just excitement going in? There was no.
Well, they had gone to a Halloween party the year before,
right?
Experienced the fusion.
Yeah, I guess, going into that, was there like, did either of you have concerns, or were you scared about what this could do to your relationship, or was it just pure excitement?
So there was one time, and only one time at the club, because we've been to this club a few times.
I know.
There was the very first time we went there. The only thing that bugged me was I went into the bathroom and Kenny was waiting for me. And when I came out of the bathroom, him and this other woman were making out. And I knew her. I guess we were acquaintances.
We had been introduced to them. Yeah, we had been mutual friends.
We had been introduced to them, and I was in the bathroom, they're making out, and I kind of was just like, whoa, wait a minute. And I felt a certain way, and I just told him afterwards, I was like, listen, if you're going to do that, I don't care, but I want to be there. I don't want to be in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. I just want to be there so I can watch, because it's a turn on for me. I'm so just, and I told him, I was like, and I was, a little annoyed, but I was like, please just, I don't care if you're going to make out with someone, but just make sure I'm right there.
When she didn't actually come out to us making out, I told her when she came out, I was like, oh, so-and-so just kissed me. And Cait was like, what? She did what? I said, yeah, she kissed me.
Yeah.
And what did you do? I kissed her back? Yeah, I kissed her back. So
yeah.
We've had some bumps. We've hit some bumps along the way.
Yeah.
So we had an experience where I was just extremely jealous, and it threw us for a loop, something I had to learn to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't used to seeing Cait so interested in another guy, really into another guy. And I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here? So that kind of threw me.
How did you work through that?
We took a while to talk about it afterwards. I let her know. I didn't say anything. Well, I did say something that night. And the next morning we talked about it on the ride home, and we took a while to talk about it and decide where we were going, and even if we were going to continue, and decided, okay, listen, this is something that's going to happen, and you got to learn to deal with it. And, she reassured me how she felt for me, and I reassured her how I felt about her. So we went back, and everything's kind of worked out since then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. When you entered, or when you decided to go to those first few parties, or even for the soft swap and full swap, did you have any rules at the beginning? And if so, how has that evolved? I guess, what did that evolve over your experience?
I think in the beginning it was mostly definitely no sex with anyone else. I don't even think I wanted to go down on another guy either. I think it was kind of just let's just make out with the other couple, because at that point we had, we had said before, it was mostly for me to meet women. And then once we kind of transitioned to couples, we were just let's go in easy, pump the brakes a little bit, just kissing, no, I'm not going down on the dude. But with the girl, it was whatever I wanted. It was I'll do anything with the girl.
Yeah. That's about it.
Basically, just
make
kissing,
sure the other person's there.
Right.
Nothing separate rooms or wander off and do something with somebody.
Yeah, never any no separate rooms.
So then, what made you switch to the full swap then?
We had a few soft swap experiences that were really good, and then it kind of was well, what's the next step? And then we were we know what the next step is because we've done everything else. So we were just kind of do we do it? And then we talked about it, and we were okay, well, obviously have to wear condoms. Have to.
Cait steers the ship.
Yeah, so Kenny lets me.
If she says no to and you see it a lot in the lifestyle where the girls are really, really good looking and the guys are okay looking, and I tell her we fall into that category. It's just the way it is. So if Cait looks at a couple and she just looks at the guy and she's like, I don't know. Okay, well, when you say things are a go, things are a go. And until then, they're not a go.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
And I think that's pretty common, too. And I think it's fun that in a space which being sex in general, where women typically get ran over by men, that in this lifestyle they can flip that script a little bit, and when the woman says no, that's basically the end of it for that whatever situation that is. And very rare have we ever seen that not be respected.
Right.
Right.
So after last fall, I guess.
Well, the anniversary.
Yeah. So you did the full swap thing, and then you got to level up again. I think. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a little foreshadowing. Had you ever considered, like, what happens if one of you catches feelings for somebody else, or was this strictly like a physical, sexual thing? We leave, we go home together, and
strictly physical, sexual.
That was never even considered.
It was never even considered.
And we had the talks about, do you want to develop a relationship with the people beforehand? Right. Like, do you want to chat beforehand?
Friends with benefits.
Or do you want to just be, be friends with benefits? Or do you just want to be like a one-night stand? We meet somebody, if we like them, we hook up with them, and then really don't bother, sounds horrible, really don't bother talking to them again, unless you want to see him at another party or you want to meet up somewhere, whatever. But
it doesn't sound terrible. It's that's how some people handle it. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you can be respectful and not be a jerk about it. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We didn't know what we wanted to do, and then we found out what worked. And we had kind of found out what worked anyway, because even with the soft swap couples, the women stayed in touch.
Yeah, I always talked to
I tried to talk to the guys. I tried to text the guys. And that was one of our rules. Like, this, when we started messaging couples, it's either all four of us, the guy and the guy, or the girl and the girl. Like, there's no cross messaging.
Right.
She doesn't message the guy, or he doesn't message her, and the same with me and the other woman. So she would talk to the girls, and I would try and talk to the guys, and 2 days later I'd get a response, and I was just like, all right, I'm not bothered with this anymore. Yeah. Talk to the women.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So, long story short, where did you go from not ever wanting to catch feelings? I know I'm being blatantly obvious here. If it hasn't become clear yet, maybe you've.
So you did your full swap. How about what happened next?
Okay, so we did full swap in September. Then October, was rolling around, so we went to the same Halloween party that we had went to the year before with our friends that introduced us to lifestyle. The first night, we had a very awkward experience. So this party that we go to, it's 2 nights. It's a Friday and a Saturday. So Friday night, we meet a couple, go back to our room, we're talking, we're listening to music, everything's cool. And then the girl, obviously we were all all right, we're all on board. So the girl had came over to Kenny on the bed. They start kissing, whatever. I go over to the guy. And they had just gotten engaged too, by the way. So we're all doing our thing. I asked the guy, I'm like, oh, do you have a condom? And he's like, we're not full swap. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. I don't care. So we do our thing. Then Kenny, I see, gets up because we were on the same bed. So he's with the girl. He gets up to go get a condom. And I'm like, I guess you guys are full swap now. So Kenny,
you're about to be.
Right.
She watched me.
Dude, so right.
She watched me go through the whole process.
Right. She watched me go get the condom.
And I didn't hear their conversation.
And he never said anything to you, Kenny, either.
No, just me, because he was with me and Kenny was with the wife, and so Kenny and the wife the woman are doing their thing, and I look over to make sure she's okay, and I can just see this look of sheer terror on her face. Yeah. And I look at her fiance, I'm like, she's not okay. And he looks over and he's like, no, yeah, she's fine. I'm like, dude, she's not okay. We need to stop.
And at the same time,
it was my women's intuition. I was absolutely right. She was so not okay, not comfortable. As soon as she looked over at me and her fiance, doing our thing, that's when she was just
everything changed.
And pause. We need a timeout.
Yeah, and at the same time, I looked down at her and I was like, "Are you okay?" And
we just knew.
She looked back at me with these big eyes and just kind of shook her head no. And I was like,
We're done. That's so they left. That was Friday night. I was like, awkward. So then the next night, they seek us out. So the next night, which is Saturday, we're in the main club, bar area, whatever. And they like seek us out and they're like, we have to make it up to you guys from last night. And I'm like, okay, great. So they tried to make it up to us.
Wow.
We went back
to our room.
We went back to our room. Everything's going great. He couldn't perform. I was like, alrighty, you made up for it.
So were they planning to then attempt to do a full swap, even though it sounds like they weren't ready for it?
She completed the attempt.
I don't know.
She was ready, and I saw her the next morning, and I was like, I am so sorry. I didn't know. You guys never said anything. I feel horrible. And she's like, no, you have nothing to be sorry for. And she came up and kissed me. And she's like, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. We're great. Don't worry about it. And like Cait said, that night they were waiting for us at the party, like stalking
they were, like,
at the door, waiting
us.
until we walked in.
Yeah, they were like, we have to make it up to you for what happened last night. Yeah, no, they didn't make anything up. But
so
it is what it is.
She and I had sex. Cait and he couldn't complete the act.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, it happens, right? Especially, it sounds like they probably weren't quite where they should have been between the two of them to be doing what they were doing, and that will destroy your erection capabilities very quickly.
Yes, it will.
Women can hide it a little easier.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They had just gotten engaged. I think that played a kind of big role in that. So,
So, at that party. Over that weekend, one of the sites we belong to, you have photos and you have hidden photos. They're called passkey photos. So Cait had asked a couple.
We had asked this couple.
The Foxy Fox.
Multiple times for their passkey photos.
Cait asked like 4 times. I'm thinking, Jesus, they're going to think we're weirdos.
Such a weirdo. Give me your passkey photos. Like I'm a creeper. And then finally I apologized to them. I was like, listen, I am so sorry. I totally asked for your passkey photos like 5 times. Like, I am sorry. And they're like, oh, that's all right. We don't have any. And then I think they put them up and then they granted us their passkey. We're like, all right.
We're like, yep. So we were standing in the hallway on.
So you knew something was there, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking.
It would have been awesome if it had just been a restraining order and they unlocked it, and it was just like, you have been instructed not to contact this couple anymore.
Yep, exactly.
So we were in the hallway Saturday night, and it was just a big party in the hallway. Everybody was standing out.
This was before the ballroom. The other couple pulled us away. So this was like before all that.
Yeah. So here comes the Foxy Fox, and I was like, "Holy hell, that's the Foxy Fox!" And they came walking by, and I said, "You're the Foxy Fox," because I'm weird about remembering screen names. I look at couples and I go, "Hey, that's whatever screen name." So I was like, "You're Foxy Fox. We asked for your passkey photos." And Cait was in the room, and we just, it's already been talked about. Sean, and we find out it's Sean and Jess, and Jess looks up at me and with this smile and these big eyes, and I was like, "Yup, I'm done." And then Cait came out, and when I introduced her, and we talked very briefly. And they kind of wandered off because they had a group of people that they were with.
And we were with a group of people. So
then when we were heading, I forget, we may have been heading to the ballroom, but we saw them. Mm-hmm. And Cait goes, "I wonder if Sean's a good kisser." So we walked down and I went.
Smooth, right? I
said, "Sean, Cait wants to know if you're a good kisser." And Jess was like, "Well, find out." So her and Sean were like 2 teenagers all over each other.
Yeah, we were. It was very good kisser.
Yes. And,
very good kisser.
And then Jessica wanted to know when she got her turn, and I didn't know if she met with me or with Cait. So, but Jess and I kissed, and we went our separate ways. And I saw them, like, for whatever reason, later that night, I made a run to Wawa and bought like 10 things of macaroni and cheese, and I on this massive food run, and I saw them, and they were with a bunch of people, and we kind of made eye contact, but we didn't speak again. And then the next morning, they reached out.
The next morning, they reached out to us on one of the websites. They messaged us.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. I muted it, so now it's just...
If you're going to sneeze, people can tell.
It's the white light behind you.
Yeah.
Or this one above me. Yeah.
Sorry. So My apologies.
So the next morning they reached out.
They reached out to us. And then they gave us their like screen names on this like messaging thing. Can I say Kit?
You can say anything you want.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure Kit's not going to mind.
I don't think we're going to get sued by Kik.
I know. Yeah. Kik's going to be like, I heard your username on a podcast. So they gave us their Kik screen names, and then we started messaging with them like the day after, and that's just how it's been literally every single day.
Every day, all day.
Every day, all day.
Yes.
Since the day after that party, we've been talking to them. I'm not kidding you. There's not been one day where we haven't talked.
Yeah.
There's not been one day. Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve. Oh, we saw them on New Year's Eve. Yeah. It's like every major Yep, we haven't missed a day.
Cait and I just went to Mexico.
We went to Mexico in April. We went to Temptations, and we text with them all day until like at night when they had like parties. We would like, all right, we'll talk to you guys later. But all day
we messaged. We house partied
with them. It's like a video chat.
Video chat. We were video chatting with them. We're on vacation
in Mexico.
I was going to say, you can do that from home. It's way cheaper.
Yeah. We were hooked. We are hooked.
So what happened to the strategy of just in it for the sex?
I don't think it was obviously wasn't anything conscious. It wasn't a conscious decision that we made. It was just, we're talking to them every day. And we're just in constant contact.
Right.
And it just happened. The feelings just started to, you start to feel it and you start to think, nah, I'm pushing it down. I'm going to push it down. And there was a time they came to our house one night and the conversation came up about being exclusive with them. And I was like, time out. Nope, not doing it. I'm not putting a label on this. We are not going that route. What if? And I threw a bunch of what ifs out. And apparently I was the only one who wasn't on board with it. Everybody else was on board with it.
Yeah, I wasn't on. I was on their ship. I wasn't on Kenny's ship.
Cait was on their ship, and
I was in their life.
I didn't realize that Cait had discussed it. Like her and Sean were talking, and Cait had gone ahead and told Sean, I could see us being exclusive without discussing it with me first. And I think that's part of what really bugged me more than anything else is that she didn't talk to me first about it. So I was like, nope, not doing that. We're not going to be exclusive. And it turns out we've been exclusive without calling ourselves exclusive. It's just happened.
Right.
And so since that Halloween party, you haven't seen or been with any other couples other than...
No.
The last couple we hooked up with before them was the couple that, was a bomb.
Right.
At the Halloween party.
So you're exclusive, but you're not exclusive.
Yep.
Yes.
We're exclusive without the label. But yes, But like back to what you were saying about like feelings and stuff, like we were building a relationship with them in the beginning and just like talking to them constantly. And then like me and Jess would be messaging on the side, like building our own friendship. And then like I find out Kenny and Sean are doing the same. And then the four of us are all talking and I'm like, what the heck is going on right now? Like, this is insane. Like I would be sitting at work and like my phone would like go off and it's like them and like I would get like butterflies and I'm like, what's happening?
Every morning.
I'm like, this is insane. But like it was fun. It still is fun. Like it was just
every morning it was
forbidden, I guess.
We'd get up and we'd look at each other and all right, we're not gonna message first.
We're not gonna message first. We're not gonna do it. I always caved. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just message and say good morning.
I'm able to like put the phone down and walk away and just do other things, especially when I'm at work. I'll turn my ringer off and I can ignore the phone. Whereas Cait is like,
like
nonstop.
But that's just when you're on stage performing, right? Well, before the injury.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Okay.
Exactly.
So how did the conversations go between the two of you as this this non-exclusive, exclusive relationship sort of grew? Like,
you went from like just like kind of dipping your toes and figuring out swinging for a few months into now this is something new. This is a much closer friendship at first, with another couple that morphed into something more.
Right.
Yeah. So what were the conversations like between the two of you, like trying to figure out what was happening and how did you decode it?
So I remember like we were all messaging and like I jokingly said, I was like, I heard a song that could be this, like the four of us, like it could be our song. It was like a silly song. And like
it was the Baby Shark song.
Baby Shark.
It was the Baby Shark song.
It is. No, actually, it was what does the fox say? Do you know that song?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's basically the Baby Shark song.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. So the song is Secret Lovers. It's like a cheesy but such a great 80s song. And I said that like jokingly, and then Jess was like, I heard a song that could be our song. I don't remember the name of that song though. And it was like the words, it was like, it's something like, I'm so much better when I'm with you. And I'm like, And then it just, I don't know. Then Kenny and I were talking, and he was telling me that like him and Sean were messaging about feelings, and Jess and I were, but nobody really said it in the group yet. It was kind of like me and Jess, then him and Sean.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. It happened.
It just like, they sent a video to us one time.
We'd send videos back and forth
yeah.
to each other, just like being silly and goofy.
And they sent a video, and it was Sean interrogating Jess, like, and trying to pull it out of her. And we found out later that they had already spoken about it, and he already knew that she loved me, and because he could tell, and he was trying to pull it out of her, getting her to say it. And I knew what he was trying to do, and I knew what he was trying to get her to say, but she couldn't bring herself to say it. It's probably the cutest video I've ever seen. I have it saved.
We have like everything saved. All the pictures
over 200
saved.
Pictures saved.
Pictures, videos we have saved.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And then like Sean and I talked, and Sean was saying how he felt watching his wife fall in love with another guy, and realizing that he was falling in love with another woman. And that was kind of like, that's exactly the way we're feeling. You know, how are you in love with two women, or how are you in love with two men?
Right.
And, you know, people always say it's not possible. You can't love two people. Well,
no, yeah, you can.
Actually, you can.
You can. You actually,
you really
can.
I mean, obviously, Cait is my number one. Cait comes first, and I told Jessica this. I've been married. Cait's my third wife. Mm-hmm. I have stronger feelings for Jess than I did my first two wives. So it just evolved naturally, and was actually, I fought it at first, but it was kind of easy. It was pretty easy.
Well, sometimes there's just that connection, right? You don't.
Oh my God.
There's such a strong connection.
The connection the four of us have, it's insane. It's insane. Like, again, me and Jess, Sean and Kenny, and then the four of us, like the connection, the physical attraction. Like, I swear to God, when we're around each other, we're just like, we want to like jump all over each other. It's really crazy. I think it's insane, but like in such like the best possible way.
And it's beyond the physical.
It's beyond the physical.
I look at Sean as one of my best friends, absolutely, and he very quickly became somebody who I trusted with the mother of my kids. You know, complete trust. And he became one of my absolute best friends who I would do anything for. Anytime, day or night, no matter what, I would. If Sean needed help, I would be there.
And so in the course of basically 6 months, or not even that, you went from running into him at a club to basically being in a full-on relationship, I guess. It sounds like you two were having the same feelings that they were having, so there wasn't a lot of that, like, how could you be falling in love with somebody else? Because each of you were feeling the same way, and you kind of knew what was happening.
Yeah. We knew, and it was kind of like, do we say it? Should we say it? Should we not say it?
But yeah, like Kenny and I were feeling the same way at the same time after the little snafu. Is that the right snafu?
Yeah.
Where we're like me and them two were on one side, and Kenny was like, whoa, the whole exclusive thing. But then we regrouped. Kenny and I, like, we got back on the same page, and then it just evolved. And because we both felt exactly the same way, it was easier for us to accept how the other one was feeling about them. Mm-hmm. You know, like I was like, oh, I think I love Sean. Oh, I think I love Jess. Oh my God, we love them. Let's tell them. So, you know.
Well, it wasn't quite that smooth, but
that's not how it was. But like, you know what? You get the picture. That's basically it.
Right. Yeah.
But like Kenny was saying about Sean, I feel the same way about Jess. Like Jess, I consider like one of my best friends. Like we have like these little things we say about each other. Like we say that we're each other's lobster from the the TV show Friends.
I've never heard of it.
And you kind of look like Ross actually from Friends. Have you got that before?
Have I got that?
Yes.
Are you fucking with me right now?
No, I swear to God, you like.
No, I know you. I know I do. But you just
resemble David Schwimmer. It's yeah.
All right.
He's gotten that his whole life
since 6th grade.
Yes. Really?
Yeah, you're totally Ross. So we call each other's lobsters. We say like 32 Club for life, and then like I talk to her every day. Me and her have our own little separate chat besides the group, and Jess and we talk every day.
Yeah, and I love her. The four of us, and we tell I have no problem telling Sean that I love him. He's a brother to me, and it's funny. Like when we chat, it'll be I call him amigo or brother man.
Brother man.
And brother man came from one of my old coworkers called me brother man, and it was just. Without going into a big explanation, it was something that was very close to me.
Right. Yeah.
So Sean has become brother man.
Yeah.
So you don't want to use the word exclusive, but you're exclusive.
Yeah.
Basically.
There's another word.
Yeah, we're exclusive.
Yeah.
And there's another word that I'm wondering if you've talked about using, and it starts with a P.
I think I know what the word is.
So are you polyamorous?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
And we already knew this.
Yeah.
But we just
didn't. I don't believe you.
Well,
raw.
All right, we're going to have to cut this shit off.
I just laugh.
Okay, so you're in a non-exclusive polyamorous relationship.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. It's fun. Actually, it's funny. The day after or before like Jess had mentioned that word to us, I actually looked the definition up online for whatever reason. Before she even told me this, I was like just wondering about this word, and I was like, what is polyamorous? Because I know what like monogamous is, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm reading, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's us. I'm pretty sure we are the textbook definition of polyamorous, and we are.
Yep. So maybe some of the more standard textbook questions we ask, like, have you seen a shift in your relationship? Since, I guess, not only from the first day you went to a club, but also just in the last year, because it really hasn't been that long, I guess.
It hasn't.
No.
It really hasn't.
Yeah. God, we're degenerates.
We're not degenerates. Yes, absolutely. We have. I've seen a difference in our relationship.
Ours?
Yeah.
It made me understand the whole brings you closer.
It does.
It really
like, sexually
opened my eyes to that.
Well, and Kenny and I, to me, like if you want to be in the lifestyle, you need to have a strong marriage. If you don't have a strong marriage, it's not going to be for you.
It's going to kill you.
We've always had a strong marriage. This literally, I don't know if this is cliche, like it made our bond like stronger, our marriage life stronger, our sex life. Yep.
Even before meeting Sean and Jess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even before meeting Sean and Jess. Seeing.
Our sex life has become a little bit more adventurous and wild since meeting them.
What do you mean?
What? You know what I mean.
I have no idea.
But yeah, before then, just being in since we've joined the LS, yes, we've noticed that we've become closer and we communicate.
Yes.
Fantastically, and we always have, but now it's just like.
And I'm not a big communicator. I'm not. I can shut down pretty easily. Mm-hmm. So I have to be cognizant of that and read her and make sure that that's one of Jessica's biggest complaints about me is that I go MIA from our messages and I'll put the phone down. I'll just put the phone down and walk away and I don't pay attention to it. And it kind of drives her nuts that I go MIA. And she's let me know about it. She does. Like Jessica and I are very much alike. Very much alike. Hard-headed, strong-willed. We butt heads. Like we just butt heads. And a lot of times I'll do it on purpose. I'll do it on purpose. If Jess says the sky's blue, no, it's not. It's purple. It's red. I'll do it on purpose. And I've told her this. I like to get a rise out of her because I think she's adorable. And we tell her, like, one of our things is if we think something's cute, we're going to, I'm going to punt you or we're going to crack you. And we tell her all the time, Jessica, you're so freaking adorable. Mm-hmm. You're going to get cracked. We're going to punt you. and I'm going to punch you right out the window. And it's just a way of us telling her, and she knows.
This is like not cute things. Like, we're not really going to hurt her.
It's just a way of us telling her how special and cute and adorable and beautiful we think she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Jess and I have a connection that's crazy. And physically, it's very crazy, our connection. Mm-hmm. Very crazy.
Has it been hard to watch your partner have this deep connection with another person?
No.
I videotape them.
I
videotape her and Sean, and I watch them, their interactions. I watch them. And Cait does the same.
Yes, we do the same. I get very turned on by watching Kenny and Jess together. But like when it comes to them, like it's just, there's so, like, yeah, the physical part of it is amazing, but there's so much more than just the physical part of it. The friendship, the love, the connection. It's just, the physical part is fantastic, but it's just so much more than that with them. But no, I don't feel upset or mad or ever when I see him with Jess.
If you listened to this a year ago, would you believe that this was the two of you?
No.
Not at all. I mean, I had a feeling like we would be, like a year ago, we weren't even full yet. So a year ago, I'd be like, yeah, I could see us, we were just still soft, weren't we? What?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we were still just soft. So, I mean, I could see us being full, but I would never think we would be in a poly relationship with another couple if I would have listened to this a year ago. Nope.
Yeah. Have you considered going out and meeting other people? I know you say like you're not exclusive, but has it ever been brought up, like, or just to go to a party or anything?
Since we've met Sean and Jess?
Yeah.
No.
We've gotten messages, and my usual response is we're not meeting new couples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't have, I mean, even though we have friends in the lifestyle that we hang out with, we don't hook up with them. So, like, yeah, we still hang out with them. Like, we went to Mexico with 2 other couples, and it's not like that with them. We're just friends. But no, we don't have any interest in other couples. If they reach out to us, like Ken said, he tells them, we're not meeting any couples right now.
And even New Year's, we went to a New Year's party, and it was a hotel takeover. And we had let Sean and Jessica know beforehand, listen, we're going with our friends. We're just going to hang with them. And we had already been with them. We had already...
That same weekend.
We had already spent, nights in hotels with them. So, but we told them that night, listen, we're just going to hang out with our friends, and that's all we're doing. We're not hooking up with anyone, and that included them. And that's what we did. We had made a decision and just go and hang with our friends and just have a good time. And they understood. It was, everything was fine. But like I said, that's, we met them in October, and then 2 weeks later, 2 weeks? Mm-hmm. 2 weeks later, we met them in Atlantic City. We met Sean and Jessica in Atlantic City.
November 10th.
November 10th. That was our first night together. And that was a very nice night. That was a very good night. And it felt so natural. Like, this was actually our first time of ever being with them to actually speak and have a conversation. Mm-hmm. And we walked through the casino. I held Jess's hand the whole night. Like, we were together.
Right.
Me and Jessica and Cait and Sean.
And I was with Sean holding his hand, walking through the casino. We went to a club. It was just me and Sean, him and Jess. And it was just natural. Like, it wasn't like,
There's
awkward.
No awkwardness.
No awkwardness or like, oh my God, look at Ken with Jess. Nope. Ever. It was like I was with Sean, he was with Jess, and like that was it. It was great. It was a really great night.
Yeah.
Have you experienced, you said you experienced a little bit of jealousy with each other. Have you experienced jealousy now with Sean and Jess as well? Like, because they're so close in your relationship, has jealousy or insecurities come up with that relationship?
I don't think I've been jealous. I'm an insecure person anyway when it comes to myself, but I've never been jealous towards you and Jess.
It just feels, everything feels so natural.
It just feels, it's like I don't even look at it like, oh my God, there's another girl with my husband. I'm like, oh, it's B and B together.
Mm-hmm.
B and B.
That's their little nicknames. I'm just like, okay, that's Jess and Kenny together. Like, it just feels right. I don't know. It just feels natural.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We're the
wonderful.
bees.
So I guess maybe leaning towards wrapping it up, just because, I'm getting a little nauseous with seeing all the mushiness.
little extreme.
I'm kidding, mostly.
Always was very sensitive.
You're just trying to get off or over the Ross thing.
Anyway. Yeah. So, I know you can't predict the future. Where do you, I mean, it's been a very short period of time and things have gone sort of exponential. Where do you see them going in the next year?
So
this may be something better answered.
It's probably better answered with the four of us, but me personally, I'm just going to say, I'm not going to get into too many details, but they will be leaving soon. They're moving away for 3 years. And it sucks, like really bad.
We've already started making plans of when we can meet.
Yeah, like we already made future plans this year. Like we're going to see them in October. They want to come up around the holidays. Then we're planning to go to Mexico with them next year. So we're planning things around everyone's schedules. I mean, I see us still being with them.
We went away not away, but we saw them over the weekend. And I told Jessica, I said, okay, I've decided that I want you in my life for the rest of my life. So make it happen.
So make it happen.
And I told Sean the same thing. Make it happen.
And he said, like, it's already in the works. I'm like, please, yes.
So I don't see even like I don't see the friendship ever dying. I don't see it changing.
Right.
We've become too close with them unless something horribly drastic like happens. Right. I don't see it changing.
Mm-hmm. Right. Same.
Does anyone, I guess your other friends and family, do they know what's going on?
No. So I finally, like at work, I told my two coworkers that we're swingers and that we're in like a relationship with this other couple that like we see all the time, and they thought it was like kind of cool. I haven't. Nobody in our family knows. None of our vanilla friends know. Like none of our vanilla friends know we're even in the lifestyle. It's just something that we keep private and to ourselves because I know a lot of people won't understand it, and I don't.
And even our friends who are in the lifestyle wouldn't understand where we are in the relationship. They wouldn't get it.
Like our friends, yeah.
Would there be a point where you would want like your family and stuff to meet Sean and Jess, or is that just down the road?
They've met my mom, his parents, my sisters, his daughter. They've met a good deal of our family just being over here, but our family doesn't think anything of it. They just think they're Sean and Jess. They're our friends.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I would love to like shout from the rooftops what we have with them. But on the other hand, I just don't feel like getting backlash or judgments from people. So we just keep it. It's just between me and Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Which is okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah, that's
my two friends at work. Yeah, my two friends at work, but they don't know like complete details, but they know some stuff.
I mean, there's one person I work with who knows what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that's it.
That's it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, it's not an easy thing to tell people, and especially with being what you have is fairly complicated to try to get somebody else to understand that, and it's not an easy task. So, yeah. Seems fair.
Right.
Well,
is there anything else you would like to share?
I don't think so. I think we covered all the bases. I feel like we like jumped around a lot. I'm sorry. It's just like I was trying to get like everything out there. But no. I don't anything else, right, babe?
No. Not that I can think of anything.
Not that I can think of.
Of course, as soon as we hang up,
we're going to hang up and be like, oh, I should have brought that up. And we should have brought this up.
There's going to be like 5 different questions. And she's going to think, Cait is going to replay every word of this podcast over in her head.
I'm not. I'm going to be, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
Now when she listens to herself, it's going to be even worse.
Well, the good news is we're doing a short follow-up with the 4 of you. I don't know how we'll get you to talk, but if you're just making out the whole time, but we'll figure something out. And
I'll try and keep my hands off of Sean. It's hard, but I'll try.
Yeah.
Yes. When we do our 4-way thing, we will be good. My hands will be right here. I'm not going to be touching anyone.
Absolutely. Well,
I don't know.
So, we look forward to doing that and keeping in touch. And yeah,
thank you for sharing and being willing to come on the show. I know Jess and Sean told you about the show, and you two were very supportive, and that is amazing. So, thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for having us. This was great. I had a lot of fun.
It was fun, yeah.
It was really fun. It's fun talking about it with someone else.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah, and a celebrity nonetheless, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to meet you eventually to get your autograph. Just saying.
Yeah, no problem. So, well, have a wonderful evening, and
Yes,
we'll be in
too.
touch.
All right, you guys too.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay, we're back.
You gonna say anything else?
I don't know. Thanks to Ken and Cait for coming on, and we're super excited to hear their side of the story, I guess, and their journey. And we have another bonus episode on Friday talking to all four of them, Ken and Cait and Sean and Jess together.
Yep, at once in one room. They definitely were not making out during the recording of that episode.
It's actually our first four-person interview.
It's also our first time having to watch an orgy while we record a podcast.
I could think of worse things.
I understand. It's just a little tough.
A little distracting.
It was a little hard, as they say.
Funny, good one.
You think?
Yeah. Anyway, do we have anything else to mention here?
Yeah, I was just going to say, in the long time ago, we used to talk about some different ways to meet people. One of them was Cassidy with a 6-month free trial. People are asking us, yes, you can still get the 6 months free.
We use the links on our webpage.
Yep, and the other two that we've talked about a lot are #open and Polyfinda. There's little descriptions in the resources page about all three of those.
Yep.
All three. And yeah, I mean, it's sort of just to find which one works best for you. There's no one size fits all. It's not like, yeah, just get out. I was going to make a condom joke. I wasn't going to try to do another advertisement. That's silly. Yeah, just check it out if you're interested in meeting other people. There's a bunch of different options. We list some of them on our website. And if you have one that you use that works better, let us know.
Yeah, for sure. So next week we will have another interview, but we're not going to talk about that one quite yet. First off, Friday, come back, tune in. We have a special bonus episode, like we just said. It's a little bit of a shit show.
It's episode 69 plus
but it's
episode
super fun.
70.
Yeah, super
equals
fun.
Episode 139. No?
You're just confusing people.
All right, we'll see everybody in 2 days.
Bye.